Hey ladies and gents, today's video is about building muscle. The internet is full of conflicting information, whether that's fat loss, muscle building, body composition, health, whatever it is, the internet is full of conflicting information. So what I'm going to do today is provide you with 3 simple rules, and it's going to contain everything you need to know about muscle building. Rule number 1, track your calories and your macros. If you want to build a sufficient amount of muscle tissue, you will need to be in a caloric surplus. You can get initial gains, if you're quite new to the gym, we call this newbie gains, but eventually you'll have to address your calorie intake. Food is the most anabolic substance you can utilize, and the bigger you get, the more food you'll need. Your body's not going to justify expending all that fuel building and maintaining muscle tissue unless it's already got a decent supply of calories coming in. Now let's take that one step further. Let's break food down into the 3 macronutrients. You've got fats, carbs and proteins. Your body will need carbohydrates to fuel and to replenish glycogen stores. Your body will need healthy amount of fats for cell growth and to produce important hormones. Probably one of the most important ones in this topic is testosterone. So you do need a healthy amount of fat in your diet, and then obviously protein to build and recover muscle tissue. Rule number 2 is to incorporate the 3 mechanisms of hypertrophy. The 3 mechanisms of hypertrophy are mechanical tension, metabolic stress, and muscle damage. Mechanical tension is providing the maximum amount of resistance through the full range of motion. Now this is in relation to your 1 rep max. This mechanism is focusing on getting stronger and lifting more weight. Now muscles will not develop unless they need to, so you do need to provide a decent amount of mechanical tension in order for muscles to grow and develop. Next one is metabolic stress. Now this is a good one. It is a very emotional one, but it is a good one. Now with metabolic stress, you do want to focus on the pain. Embrace it, enjoy it, stay with it. As soon as you stop, the blood starts releasing, it starts relaxing. There's not as much lactic acid in there. You do want to keep pumping it, keep that tension, and just embrace that pain and enjoy it. This way the blood gets pumped into the muscle by the arteries, and with the steady contraction and the blood consistently pumping, this prevents the veins from letting the blood escape. This causes metabolic stress and cell swelling. The last one is muscle damage. Now when you lift weights, that will a certain amount of damage will occur in the muscles, and to prevent that damage from always occurring, your body will repair the damage and overcompensate by adding extra muscle tissue and more strength. Now, to maximize muscle damage, so to kind of force this mechanism to do what it does best, is by focusing on slow negatives. So a negative on a bicep curl, for example. So say, hopefully you can see that see the guns in the camera. So if we provide resistance here, so nice and slow on the way out, and then especially at this stretch point here, where the fibers are starting to kind of tear, that's where we do want to have a lot of resistance to optimize muscle damage. The best lifts are those lifts that can be manipulated to hit all 3 mechanisms. Things like squats, deadlifts, bench press, bent over rows, military press. All these kind of exercises are great exercises, and no self-respecting program would be without hitting these types of exercises. And rule number 3 is to track progressive overload. Progressive overload is an increase in frequency, volume, intensity, and time. Volume is how many reps and sets you do. Intensity in this context is how much weight you are lifting. Frequency is obviously how often you are training, and time is how long you are training for. Now, obviously you don't want to consistently increase the amount of times you're training in the gym or how long you're training for, because that's unrealistic long term. You'll end up training 7 days a week for 3 hours. A better way of doing it is to track the intensity. So what I mean by that is, if for example you're doing 10 reps at 100 kilo back squat for 3 sets, then next time try and do 110 kilos for 3 sets. Alternatively, rather than doing 10 reps, try and push to 12 reps. Obviously, there's a decent kind of rep range you can kind of stick with, and we say around about 6 to 15 reps. I know that's a wide range, but you do want to mix it up. So not all the time you're going to be doing higher reps, and not all the time you want to be doing lower reps. You do want to mix it up. Sometimes you want to focus more on strength, sometimes you want to focus more on hypertrophy, and mix up over time so your body doesn't get stuck doing the same rep range, like 10 to 12 reps. Because what's going to happen if you always do 10 to 12 reps, for example, or 8 to 10, then your body's going to get too adapted to that rep region. So you do want to mix it up. In summary, if you want to get bigger, if you want to get stronger, if you want to develop, then you need to force your body to want to develop. If you're trying to lift weights that your body's struggling to lift, if you're trying to do a rep range and your body's struggling to get to that final last 2 reps, then it forces your body to need to adapt. And if you're putting enough fuel into your body, so you're having enough calories and you're tracking this, then you leave yourself no choice but to make serious gains. Then all you've got to worry about is how far is your genetic potential, and then all you've got to do is take your body as far as you can genetically go. So if you found this video useful, then please spread the word, tag your friends. Let's try and help and inform as many people as possible as to what the new research is in terms of muscle building or fat loss or just all around general health and body composition. If you want to see more videos like this, then please like the page, or if this is on YouTube, then please subscribe, and just thanks for watching and spread the word.